I'm Donna Keenan, the director from Creative Process Digital. We're an apprenticeship training provider based in Brighton.
So City College is a vocational college of further education, right nestling in North Lane. We're very sport with our location, and I'm the head of work-based and foundation learning, so I look after our apprenticeship provision, traineeships, Prince's Trust, foundation learning and the youth contract.
What role does a training provider play in a young person's apprenticeship?
Okay, there's two parts really to what our company does. We actually recruit apprentices for employers, and we actually train them towards nationally recognised qualifications. So it's a route for young people to go straight into employment. An apprenticeship is a job, you are paid a salary, you have a contract of employment. So we actually act as the middleman, so we advertise in the schools to promote the apprenticeship pathway. We advertise with employers the apprenticeship route, and we match the young people with the employer vacancy. So we're a bit like a middleman, and we do that recruitment. So it's really vital for training providers and colleges to have good relationships with their employers and their local schools and colleges.
How do apprentices benefit their employers?
Apprentices, it's been proven that they deliver quite dramatic bottom line differences to their employer. So in terms of the productivity that they bring to the business, the freshness, the passion, the commitment, the motivation, because they're being shaped from the ground up. So it's a great way for employers to expand. Perhaps if they're on a little bit of a recruitment freeze, it means that they can still, in a sort of cost-effective way, bring in the workforce of the future.
And are the working hours and conditions the same for apprentices as they are for other employers?
As an apprentice, you work a minimum of 30 hours per week. That's the sort of general government rule. Although some people can do an apprenticeship part-time if they're working, for example, as a teaching assistant in a school. So there are some rules around part-time apprenticeships, but traditionally they will do 4 days with their employer and 1 day working on their apprenticeship, and that can be in a training provider in a college, studying towards their qualifications. So it can be project work, assignments, etc. So it's normally 4 days with the employer and 1 day studying towards their apprenticeship.
What are the difference between doing an apprenticeship and a further education course?
The main difference is that you get to earn while you learn. So for people who perhaps find that they learn better in a very practical setting and feel that they're ready to go out into the workplace, it's a great option. Whereas if you are doing a purely college-based course, yes, the aim is that it's linked as much as possible with the workplace, but obviously you are based in the college rather than with an employer.
And what might a typical week be like as an apprentice?
So it's pretty much the same as a job, except that you're actually training. So it is a trainee position. Predominantly, I'm going to say work 9 to 5, but we're actually in Brighton, which is crazy because of the hospitality sector. So you will work 5 days a week. You will experience tasks, so you'll be given tasks to do by that employer. You have a mentor who will supervise you. So in your first 3 months you will be trained on certain tasks to do, and as you get more experienced you'll be able to do some of those tasks without being supported and aided. So a traditional week is going to be working 4 days and 1 day working towards your qualifications.
Traineeships are a fairly new initiative. How does a traineeship work?
The traineeship programme is a pre-apprenticeship programme. Traditionally, it's a 12-week programme to support people to gain an apprenticeship. It includes work experience. It's a full-time programme, and it's all about employability and to support that young person into work, preferably an apprenticeship, but a job as well. So the work experience element is really, really key to support that process. So it's linking a young person who may be not in education employment training to an employer with the hope of that employer moving them into an apprenticeship position or into a real job.
So what kind of apprenticeships are available in the creative and digital media sector?
Apprenticeships in the creative and digital media sector really cover 4 different pathways. So web design, web development, so that includes all the web coding, the HTML, CSS, PHP, and the design of websites. Then digital marketing, which is all the social media avenues and platforms that people use to market their products. Then film, so we've had great interest in companies taking on apprentices for pre-production and post-production, and then photography as well. So people taking on apprentices in photography studios. So they're the four main type areas that are covered really by apprenticeships in the Brighton area.
And does an apprenticeship allow me to progress with my career?
What happens with the vast majority of apprentices is that their employer will then employ them in some capacity beyond their apprenticeship, because they've invested all of that time and money and effort training them. They want to hang on to them at the end.